My name is Andrew Butler, and Andy is my friend.
My name is Andrew Morgan. I am 83 years old. I'm being interviewed by my good friend, Andrew.
I didn't even know you were Jewish until yesterday because you kind of have a different faith now. Were your parents pretty devout Jews growing up? Not at all.
I was mostly interested in philosophy and psychology, Western-oriented philosophy and psychology. And it never quite satisfied because I thought, just like the countries where I lived in, I thought it's okay, but it doesn't answer all my questions, that it doesn't feel totally right. And then I just happened to, somebody gave me a book on Buddhism, and I started reading that, and I thought, wow, this is the closest yet to what I feel in my heart, that really makes sense. And it was fiction, but it was so heartfelt, so beautiful, that I thought, wow, I need to find out more about this. And so I met a Buddhist priest. Somebody told me that he has these meetings at his house, and that he teaches meditation. And so I started going on a weekly basis, to listen to his lectures. And then after I was there for about 6 months, there was a small group of us, and after 6 months or so, he asked me if I would consider becoming ordained as a Buddhist priest. And my mind totally freaked out because I was absolutely not ready for that. And I thought, can I think it over? He said, sure. And I still wasn't sure, but I thought that he had I had so much faith, in that teacher, that I thought that if he thought that it's good for my spiritual growth, if I do that, then I'll go for it. And so I said, okay, let's do it.
So what was the process for that? What did you go through to do that?
It was just, I had to give a lecture, and he... part of the ritual was that he gently slapped my face. And so I did this for maybe, not exactly, 2 or 3 years. And then I really felt that I got out of it as much as that's when I changed my mind. And I got into something a little different. It's called Advaita Vedanta, which means non-dual teachings. In other words, what the teachings say, that there is only this one all-pervading consciousness, and that's who and what we are. We are not people, but formless consciousness manifesting as a person or a dog or a tree or a flower or a mountain or whatever, But whatever we see are these wonderful, beautiful emanations from the one formless self. Everybody, was suffering in some form or another, and his teaching was to overcome that, by meditation and by, doing different techniques, to until you discover who you really are beneath this body-mind machine. After a while, when you follow these teachings, it seems so obvious that we are not these mortal beings, that we are this eternal, wonderful consciousness that is birthless and deathless and eternal. Luckily enough, I had enough common sense, I always had a good sense of humor, thank goodness, and I could always see the funny thing in everything, So many people get into spirituality and they become so serious about it. I had this one wonderful teacher who said that angels can fly because they take themselves lightly. I never forgot that, that the greatest problem, or one of the greatest problems on this planet, is seriousness. A lot of people confuse seriousness with sincerity. While sincerity is very important in spirituality, but seriousness blocks you from any progress. Yeah, sometimes I'm sitting on a bus and I look around and everybody looks like they're going to a funeral. I'm not kidding you. Everybody looks so depressed and sad, and I have to hold myself back. I feel like calling out, people, let's sing a song, let's be happy. There are two main emotions, that we all have. One of them is fear, and the other one is love. And we can either go, fearing everything, and withdrawing ourselves, not having the courage, to do anything, and and that was makes us selfish, and all that. We can live from our ego, from our selfish standpoint, or we can be loving and just accepting everybody and everything as it is, because really it so transforms, one's thinking and everything when you come from a place of love, and you feel that. And meditation does a lot, to open up, to your beingness, because it's already in everybody is already that, what they call in Buddhism, because there's no word to really describe this wonderful consciousness that we are. Words can never describe it. You can either fear or love.